Have you ever made a plan to start something really important? Maybe studying for a big test, finally cleaning your room, or finishing that report for work, but somehow you just didn't do it? You tell yourself, okay, I'll start in just 10 minutes. But then you look up and suddenly 2 hours have vanished. That, my friends, is procrastination. We all do it, but the big question is why? Today, we're going to dive deep into the science of procrastination, figure out what's actually happening in our brains when we put things off, and most importantly, learn how to finally stop doing it. First things first, let's clear up a common myth. Procrastination is not about being lazy. In fact, most people who procrastinate genuinely want to be productive and get things done. The real reason we delay is rooted in how our brain handles discomfort. Think about a task that feels boring, difficult, or just plain stressful. Your brain, in its effort to protect you from that negative feeling, looks for an escape. So instead of tackling the task, you find yourself scrolling through social media, watching random YouTube videos, or checking your messages for the 10th time. This is your brain's way of saying, hey, let's do something that feels better right now. This is called instant gratification, choosing a quick hit of short-term pleasure over long-term success. So what's the chemistry behind this? When you procrastinate, your brain's reward center gets a little treat. It releases a chemical called dopamine as soon as you switch to something fun. For example, just seeing a new notification on your phone can give you a tiny burst of happiness. Meanwhile, the logical part of your brain, the prefrontal cortex, knows you should be studying or working. This creates a silent battle inside your head. Your emotional brain, which craves comfort, versus your rational brain, which wants to make progress. When that emotional brain wins, you delay your goals and procrastination takes over. But here is the good news. We can train our brains to better handle that initial discomfort. It's so easy to fall into the trap of thinking, I'll just do it later. But here's the catch. Every time you delay something, you're not just pushing the task away, you're also adding a layer of guilt and stress to your mind. Have you ever noticed how procrastinating can actually make you feel more tired, even though you haven't done anything productive? That's because those unfinished tasks linger in your working memory, creating constant mental pressure. The result? You feel anxious, unmotivated, and might even start to believe you're lazy. But in reality, it's just a matter of poor habit management. All right, now for the part you've been waiting for. Real, actionable solutions you can start using today. First up is the 5-minute rule. It's simple. Just tell yourself, I'll do this for only 5 minutes. The hardest part of any task is just getting started. But once you begin, momentum starts to build and you'll often find yourself wanting to keep going. This little trick works because it makes the task seem less intimidating, tricking your brain into taking that first step. Second, break down big tasks into tiny, manageable steps. When a project feels huge, like write a 10-page report, it becomes overwhelming and scary. Instead, break it down. Your first step could be write the title, then write the first paragraph, then find 3 sources. Each small win gives your brain a hit of dopamine, the good kind, the kind that comes from accomplishment. This makes the process feel rewarding, not dreadful. Third, and this is a big one, eliminate distractions. Your environment has a huge impact on your focus. Put your phone in another room, close all those unnecessary tabs on your browser, and clear your workspace. Even something as small as seeing your phone screen light up can completely break your concentration for several minutes. Create a space that signals to your brain, it's time to focus. Fourth, reward yourself after completing tasks. Our brains are wired to seek rewards, so let's use that to our advantage. Promise yourself something small but enjoyable after you finish a chunk of work. Maybe a tasty snack, a 5-minute break to listen to your favorite song, or a quick walk outside. This simple habit connects productivity with pleasure, which helps rebalance your brain's reward system in your favor. And fifth, a crucial mindset shift. Forgive yourself for past procrastination. So many people waste precious time and energy feeling guilty about the time they've already wasted. This guilt just makes it harder to start. Instead of beating yourself up, just acknowledge it and move on. Say, okay, I delayed it before, but I can start now. Your past doesn't define your present actions. One of the most powerful tips is to change the story you tell yourself. Instead of saying, "I'm such a procrastinator," try saying, "I'm someone who is learning to take action consistently." Your brain listens to the words you use to describe yourself. When you start to identify as a doer, you'll naturally start acting like one. Remember, productivity isn't about working nonstop, it's about working smart and when it truly matters. Let's imagine a student named Sarah. She's a classic procrastinator, always putting off studying until the night before a huge exam. She tells herself the classic lie, "I work better under pressure." But in reality, she's a wreck, anxious, exhausted, and barely retaining information. One day, she decides to try something new, the Pomodoro technique. She sets a timer and studies for just 25 minutes, then takes a 5-minute break and repeats the cycle. At first, it feels really difficult. Her brain wants to check her phone, get a snack, do anything else, but she sticks with it. After just 1 week, Sarah realizes she's finishing her work much earlier, feels less stressed, and is even starting to enjoy the material. What was her secret? She stopped waiting for the magical moment when she would feel ready. She just started, even when it felt uncomfortable. So, let's quickly summarize what we learned today. Procrastination isn't a character flaw like laziness. It's a natural response from your brain trying to avoid discomfort. The amazing thing is, you can train your mind to choose action over avoidance. The keys are to start small with the 5-minute rule, break down big tasks, eliminate distractions from your environment, and reward yourself for your progress. Most importantly, forgive yourself for past delays and start building new positive habits today. You don't have to be perfect, you just have to be consistent. When you finally stop procrastinating, you don't just get more done. You also feel lighter, freer, and more confident in your own abilities. So, the next time you hear that little voice in your head saying, "I'll do it later," take a deep breath and just start for 5 minutes. You'll be absolutely amazed at how much progress you can make when you simply begin. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe for more content just like this. And remember, the best time to start anything is right now. See you in the next video.